Hey, everybody. I just wanted to clarify that thing about the card and the contents. Whoops. Um, that card and the contents. I have led him to do that because ever since my mother in law left, whenever money comes, I just give it to him, whether it's my birthday or not. You know what I mean? So I have led him to, think that that's normal now, right? Make sure you are on live chat, not top chat. How's it going? Thank you for listening to me, and I appreciate you. I really do. I'm just tired. I'm tired, and I've got so much more work to do. That taking 4 days off for me just doesn't feel comfortable. Hey, Autumn Gypsy, Susan Bass, Jennifer B., Kristen Dion, Terry White, Christina Moran, Carol McKinney, Mary Reddington, Lori McKenzie, Terry White, Edie Murray, hi, Yarn Prepper. So, anyway, I can't stay on too long today because I do have so much work to get done. But I'm going to stay on as long as I can. I might just tell my work to go to heck, right? But chickadee dee dee, chickadee dee dee. Birds are calling. Oh, the birds. Oh man, and I mean I know I made it sound dramatic and everything, but it was. I was in my porch, and I was going to get something out of the freezer, and I went, "What's that noise? Rustle, rustle," you know. And then I went, and then I heard Twitter, 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 and I went, oh, the birds are in my black currants. Oh shit! And I ran in the house and I got my tin. It was like all these years that I've never raised black currants, but my Aunt Jane did, and my friend Heather Chapman did, and they've all told me the horror stories of the birds that decimate your currant bushes for berries. So. Oh man, it was like, oh, but I have enough of currants. I'm going to make a 3-fruit jelly. It's going to be 3/4 currants, and the other quarter's a mixture of last year's strawberries from the garden and a handful of raspberries Howie picked. Hey, Julie Brett, I'm making dill relish with zucchini. Ever heard of it? No, never heard of it. Why do women have work before, during, and after a vacation? Oh. Just getting in and out of the coach, is hard on me, right? But I'm just really grateful that the weather seems to be quite a bit cooler than it was. Oh, well, it'll come out okay. I've never heard of it, that's all. Dang, I caught the tail end of the other stream and had to get ready to go out soon. Hey, how's it going, Barb? Hey, Cindy. Birds decimated my blackberries. Yeah. Pay attention to the wildlife. Okay, folks? Pay attention to the wildlife. I think it's going to be a pretty cold winter this year. That or tons of snow. But everybody's preparing. Everybody. Yes, please don't share the link for this live stream until after I have made it public. And I don't make it public right away. I have to wait until YouTube checks it over and makes sure it's okay. Who's on top chat? Who's on top chat? So yeah, the birds, everything is swirling away and fast. Deer got my berries. Grasshoppers are bad this year. Pay attention. Why am I such a hussy? I'm not a hussy. Oh yeah. Oh no, see, I wear round neck, eh? But that was round neck, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it was a V-neck. Hey, Super Hazer, how's it going, darling? Hey, Lee, I made it live. Hi, Bev, I'm washing and labeling my ground beef I canned. Just vacuum sealed my vanilla chocolate chips and flake coconut, getting ready for baking season. Good girl. Yeah. Yeah, this weekend really is like Howie's taking next week off, right? So, and I know what's going to happen. I'm going to want him to build me a proper turkey run for those babies, right? I'm gonna need things whippersnipped. Blah 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 blah. I get it. His holidays are going to be spent working, but I'd like to take a day and go up to Peterborough and see the kids and that stuff too. But I mean, this weekend is really his big holiday, right? And I get that. I just don't want to get lost in the shuffle. You know what I mean? Squirrels got all my tomatoes off my plants. Wow. I have 4 more chapters to finish editing. I'm going to try and get them done today. And I have my canning bacon video, my celery video. What is the other video? Oh yeah, the rehydrating of the mixed vegetables in broth. Was it ever delicious though? Holy smokes. You know how when you do frozen mixed vegetables and you cook them and you got to salt and pepper them and they taste bland, right? You rehydrate those mixed vegetables or green beans or whatever vegetable you want with home canned vegetable broth. Just a little bit of butter in the water and a little bit of salt because I didn't really salt the broth, right? Because I pressure canned it, right? A little bit of salt, a little bit of butter, bring it to a boil, throw in your mixed, your dehydrated vegetables, and then cook it. Get it cooking, bring it down to a simmer, and put a lid on it until supper's ready. I mean, but I actually took it off the heat, which I shouldn't have done. What's the sense of scanning my hip, shoulder, and spine again? Well, maybe they have an idea what they can do for you. Just because you work at home doesn't mean you don't deserve a holiday. Well, I know that. I know that. You know that. But guess what? The track ain't a holiday for me. You know, if we have to use the air conditioning, my legs are going to swell. I've got tinnitus. The noise is going to give me a migraine. I guarantee it. Right? You know, I'm cooking with gas. You know, I have to be careful of how much of the generator of the gas in the tank that I burn with the generator because there's no hookup. Right? I gotta sit sideways through, in the bathroom with the door open to tidy myself. Right? It's not a vacation for me. But, I mean, like I said, that's my gift to Howie for our anniversary. Now I have to make and can veggie broth. I got not a garbage bag, but a shopping bag full of celery ends from when I did the live stream. I was sitting here chopping celery. And I have a small bag for bits, like the ends of my beans, the end of a tomato, the end of an onion, in my small freezer in the fridge. And I'm stocking that. And as soon as that bag gets full of extras, like onions and stuff, I'm doing another load of broth. Absolutely. Hey, Paula. Hey, Bowie. How's it going? Under pressure. Sorry. I saw Bowie and, I saw him live, eh? Yep. Since your video, I started seeing my veggie scraps too. You teach me a lot, lady. Well, thank you, Lee. I can the water from parboiling the carrots and onions and celery. Saves money and time. Absolutely. For instance, if Cindy Howard's here, she'll tell you in about 3 weeks the carrots are going to start appearing in the roadside stands, the big 35-pound bags of deer carrots. And I'll be getting 2 of them this year. I'll get one and I'll get it done and I'll do another, but I'll be saving all the ends and peels for my veggie broth. So I'll have a shopping bag of carrot bits and ends and peels and a shopping bag of celery. And then I'm going to, I might actually, when I can my celery from the garden, I'm going to can it because it's small and tough. And, but I'm going to can it, and I'll probably can it with onions so that I can just take that and drop it into a soup or sauce or chicken and rice or anything like that. So, I mean, I'm thinking of all these ways because that celery out there is going to be too tough for dehydrating. It'll never rehydrate because it was tough to begin with. But if I can it, it will hold its shape and texture really well, but it will be cooked to a proper softness. Does that make sense? Daughter has brought me home tomato scraps home from work, and I think I'm going to dehydrate them. There you go. Make powder, right? I had a huge crush on David Bowie until the day he died. Yeah. Under pressure, raining down on me. I don't know the words. Okay. All right. Please pay no attention to. I'm in a lot of pain right now, and I have a lot of work to do. So please pay no attention to the woman behind the pink paper. So Nancy and Thomas are going to come and look after my birds and stuff like that. I told them if they get any eggs to keep them. I'm going to the races for the weekend. But I'm going to do my best to drown it out tomorrow night with a Freaky Friday. And I might just say F it and race my truck on cruise night. We'll see. Hey, Steven, darling, how are you? Well, yeah, you can dehydrate the leaves and use a seasoning. I do that too, but I just dehydrate them and put them right in the jar because the leaves dehydrated go right into soups too, right? Well, you'll be where, honey? Yeah, so I'll do Freaky Friday in the coach. It'll probably piss off a lot of people because it's close quarters. But if I got to listen to frickin' race cars all day, I'm doing a Freaky Friday. I get a 25-pound of them for $9. 25 pounds of what, honey? Absolutely the things we do for our men. And I have dropped a very broad hint about this being my anniversary too. So I think my anniversary gift is going to be driving down to see the kids and maybe doing some shopping along the way because it'll be nice to go somewhere else. But yeah, and then I'll be working hammer and tongs the whole time. I'll be restless. That's the problem. I'll have nothing to do, and I'll have cars revving their engines and going crazy around me, and all it's going to do is turn my restlessness into anxiousness. I better make some butter today. Under pressure. Okay, Super Hazer. Take yarn. Is that your answer to? Oh, well, I forgot. I forgot. Your name is Yarn Prepper. Take your quilt to quilt. Where am I going to put it? That frame is 8 feet wide. Where am I going to put it? a day trip to Wisconsin. Wisconsin! Do you know how far away that is? You guys are up by like Saskatchewan, aren't you? That's like, a 2-day, 3-day drive. I think people think that because we only have 10 provinces, we're a really small country. Like we have 10 provinces and 3 territories, right? But think about Ohio, Kentucky, and West Virginia. That's Quebec, I think. I'm going to have to look at a map. But our provinces are huge. If we were to start, we live in Western Quebec. If we were to drive to New Brunswick, it would take us, which is the other side of our province, and we're just going the straightest route, it would take us 12 hours. Stay free in Wisconsin! Yeah, it's going to be the coach. But I may take some handwork to work on, right? And I have to get that quilt done before Christmas. Quilt done and shipped by November, right? Well, yeah, right? But that's just like the outskirts. If you go north, it gets bigger and farther and wilder and more French. Totally French. Right? So, but I just want to enjoy being with my husband. You know what I mean? Next week. I don't want to overwhelm him with work. Right? But still a good 10 hours. Hey, Cindy. How's it going? Cindy, like I said, Cindy Howard will tell you that carrots will probably start showing up in the roadside stands here. The deer carrots, probably in the next 3 weeks. 3 to 4 weeks. No, it's not. Oh, did I ever look like an old woman there? I'm going to get that jaw thing. Just kidding around. Kidding around what? We're bordered by Minnesota, Lake Superior, north of us. East of us is Lake Michigan. Oh, okay. Well, I know shit about geography. I did not pay attention in school. I can tell you, I'm pretty sure I know what the easternmost province is and the westernmost province. No, I don't even think BC is the westernmost. That's southern, southeastern. I don't know. Don't pay any attention to the woman who can't find her lighter. What ate deer carrots? What are deer carrots? Oh, well, when the big carrot farms do the harvesting, only the carrots that fit perfectly inside bags and bunches actually get sold, right? The rest may be ones with 2 legs or too big, too small, too stubby, not the right color, whatever the case may be. That probably makes up for about 60% of the carrot harvest. So what they do is they bag the rejects in 35-pound bags and sell them for $7. And they call them deer carrots because in Quebec, it's okay to put out apples and carrots for the deer around your blind and stuff, right? You encourage the deer, right? But the carrots are absolutely fine. And for $7, you bet your ass I'm going to buy deer carrots over the pretty ones in the market. And I will peel them and slice them and blanch them and dehydrate them, right? Well, thank you, Paula. Are you talking to me? That's what juicing carrots are too, Bev. Juicing carrots, right. So, but up here they're called deer carrots. A misfit vegetable. I am such a misfit. I am not just a nitwit, I think. Just because my nose glows, why don't I fit in? Who wants to, right? Never thought of what, Jean? I've started drinking tea. Not my fave, but I found Tazo's dessert teas. Vanilla bean macaroon, lemon cake, sweet cinnamon. They don't taste like dirty water. Well, my tea never tastes like dirty water. And you gotta buy the good stuff if you're going to drink, like Orange Pekoe. You need Yorkshire Gold, which is a black tea, or Yorkshire Red, which is an Orange Pekoe. Yes, they're perfect for canning and dehydrating. I haven't bought carrots to do in a long time. This year, I will get my first bag, and then I'll get them all on the dehydrator, and I will wash them. They'll go into a bin, and then the peels and tops and bottoms will go into my veggie bags, because I'm going to do this year, because I have so much vegetable canning. I'm going to have so much vegetable canning materials. I'm going to put it in my big pressure cooker, or my big pressure canner, all the veg. And I'm going to add a gallon of water, and I'm just going to pressure cook it, instead of letting it simmer and steam up my house for hours, right? I'm just going to do it in the pressure cooker for 90 minutes. Boom. Broth. Almost instant broth. Make sense? What kind of tea am I drinking? I'm under pressure to know. Right now, I'm drinking Tetley, because I want to stock up on tea, and getting my Yorkshire stuff is not easy, right? Hello, Bronwyn P. How are you today, darling? Bev, need to catch up with you. Break time. Hey, baby, how's it going? Are you medicating? I need to get carrots to get on the dehydrator as well. Well, I mean, you go out for drives in the country. Hit the farmers markets. Look under the tables to the stuff that is wilted or wrinkled. Make them an offer. Right? Say, I'll give you $5 for that box of wilted vegetables. So I'll feed it to my pigs. Right? They like the idea that you're buying something good to give to your animals. Right? And I've done it. But the truth is, I saw one woman one day, I'm sure I did a video on it. I was at the farmer's market, the Parkdale Farmer's Market, and a woman, it was in the morning, and she was taking green onions to the back of her car because they were starting to go yellow on the top. And I said, what are you doing with those? And she said, I'm going to throw them out. And I said, I'll give you $5 for them. She said, done. Dehydrator. Boom, 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 boom. Right? I mean, I just cut the yellow part off. Right? So, I mean, go to the farmers markets if you're getting short. I'm hitting the farmers market when Howie's on holidays this week. That's where my $100 is going to go. To the farmers market I go. Right? I already reordered malt biscuit tea. It takes so long to get it. Yeah, it does. Not yet? Did you see the beautiful pink-orange sunset last night? No. The sunset goes behind the tree line here. So I miss it. I see sunrises, sort of, through the trees because we're on a hill, but the sunset I don't get to see. Make offer on wilted veg. Right. Oh, just put an app into one of the largest farmers market here in Milwaukee. Okay, what does that mean, Stephen? It means that you're listed on an app? Because if so, bravo. Bravo. I told Stephen, I said, you're doing what I've always wanted to do, right? But I never got organized to do it, right? I kept running away from home, right? But, and I found out everywhere you go, there you are, right? But only one selling canned goods. Awesome. Awesome. Right till they find out that you're going to add dehydrated to it as well, right? Like, you could display them, right? Big jars of dehydrated beans, dehydrated corn, dehydrated carrot, dehydrated onion, dehydrated garlic, all that stuff. And then you have it at your scale and you just weigh it out, right? And they'll say, okay, give me this much of this and this much of that. That would be a lot of work. You may need an assistant. Application to sell, I believe. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, Stephen. I applied to be a vendor at the largest market in Milwaukee. Oh, good job. Oh, you got this. Yeah, absolutely. You know what? It's only onward and upward from here, sweetheart. You just keep being you, right? And like you say, at the end of the day, whatever doesn't sell, you can up, and then it goes onto the shelves in the market the next day, right? And whatever doesn't sell at the end of the market season, you have for your own pantry. It's brilliant. It's sustainable. It's amazing. And that's something I always wanted to do and couldn't. So I live vicariously through you, Stephen. Hey, Mama Cat, how's it going? Bev, also pre-packaged and put on a pegboard display, old school. Staple it with a little label on it. Soup greens with garlic, or soup greens with onion and garlic, or you know what I mean? Oh yeah. My tooth is a little better today. What's going on with your tooth, honey? Like, do you need it to get it pulled? Trina! Hi, Bev. It's Bomer, right? Did I pronounce it right? Just got back from having my oil changed, so I'm late, but glad to be here. Oh, no problem. I'm going to stay here for at least a half an hour more because I deserve to be here with you guys and relax, because the rest of the day I'm going to be running the dishwasher, running the vacuum, packing up baskets to take to, or packing to go for the weekend, making sure that we have towels and all that stuff. Plus, I have 4 more Anne of the Island videos or recordings to edit, and 3 videos to edit. So it's going to be a really busy day. I'm going to be up all night. So, oh, you had your wisdom tooth pulled. It was really hurting yesterday. Oh, I'm so glad. You know what? The pain now is going to be a healing pain, right? Just don't use a straw, all right? Don't use a straw. Bev, did you read that chat I put in earlier? No, sweetheart. I didn't see. Told hubby about you hibernating for the winter, and he and I are following your lead. Well, I mean, it only makes sense, right? Only go out when you have to. Winter is a time to stay home if you're lucky enough, like in the old days, that you have a farm or whatever, that you can stay home and just, stock up ahead of time. Winter's a great time to stay home. And I don't know what's going on for Christmas this year or anything. All I know is that even if it's just Howie and I for Christmas this year, or Howie and I and Briar, it will make it amazing, right? Cody had Evangeline sing to you. When? Is this on Messenger, Edie? Okay, absolutely. I will check it out. God, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait. I've been pantry stocking to avoid having to buy a lot of stuff over winter, like canned tomatoes, salsa soup, etc. Yeah, absolutely. I have to go to the store. Only opens for 35 more minutes. Okay, sweetheart. We'll probably be here when you get back. I want to just crochet and binge watch movies this winter. Well, I'm going to give myself, I'm going to try and give myself January off again. Like, I mean, this is what started last year, is me taking January off and starting to do daily streams. So I like the fact that I've been able to live stream daily for almost ever since I believe it was January, right? I am joining you all then. Yes, winter is great. I just want to crochet. Which messenger do you want it sent to? I only have one messenger. And that's Beverly Foley, I believe. Hey, aloha! How's it going? It's a beautiful day. We also have great farmers markets. It is season. Somebody sent me some tea, organic flavored teas from Hawaii. And they were amazing. And I can't remember the name. Do you know what they would be called? I love winters in Texas. Oh, summers in Texas have to be like living in the desert almost, though, eh? But I think if I lived anywhere, it would be like either West Virginia or Kentucky. If I had to live somewhere in the States. Right? Excuse me. All that celery I chopped, that overflowing stalk. Got it, honey. Was it you just said it? Excuse me. Gave me less than a half, gave me one third of a half-gallon jar of celery. So celery's on sale at Freshco today for $1.50. So I'm going to get Howie to stop on his way home and pick me up like 10 of them. And what I will do is I will just set them in stock pots of water until I get home from. I wonder if I could take them with me and just sit in the coach and chop celery. No, it might be a mess bringing the coach home. So I'll just set them in stock pots of water and put them in the fridge while we're gone. And when I come back, I'll just, do another batch of celery. I want to get milk to can for winter. Do you can your milk, Susan Bass? I canned my goat's milk once, and it went tan colored and had a funky flavor. Like, not a sour flavor, just funky. It was fine for cooking and baking, but I would rather just buy powdered milk and tinned milk to have just in case we get snowed in or something, right? Bev. Lena K says, Bev, can you dehydrate canned tomato paste for powder? Sure. Don't see why not. I don't see why not, but I'll tell you something. You want to mix it with some water. It's kind of like squash that way. Now, hear me out on this. If you spread something too thick and it dehydrates, it may not grind into a powder finely enough. I've done that with squash. I'm going to be doing a new squash video because I just found a butternut squash in my pantry I got to work on. Before it, goes south, because it's a winter squash from this winter, right? But when you cook squash, you cook it and then you puree it with 40% more water. Why? So that it spreads paper thin on your fruit leather trays. If it's spread too thick, it doesn't grind right and you don't rehydrate it properly. So I would do the same with tomato paste. Like if you're doing canned tomatoes, like just canned tomatoes, just puree them and pour them onto your fruit leather trays and dehydrate them that way. But tomato paste, I would at least mix it with a cup of water for a small can of tomato paste. I'm gonna start with 1 gallon and wait a week and then try it. Okay. I freeze our raw milk. Not ideal, but better than nothing. I have I don't know why, but whenever I freeze milk, it separates. Hey, Terry, how are you, darling? Um, People have been wanting your email address. Could you post it? Post your thing again because I've lost it. Post your band thing and your email address unless you're inundated with business. Hey, Laura Higgins, love y'all. I've got to be a mom. Oh, some days are long, I tell ya, but years are short. I know, absolutely. My babies are grown men, and I still don't know when and how that happened. I did a full case of pints of milk. It tastes like evaporated milk, and I ate cereal with it. Of pints of milk. Oh. I was raised on powdered milk. That's one of the reasons why I miss my goats the most, is because goat's milk is the only milk I can actually drink cold on an empty stomach without being violently sick. It does separate, thaw, then shake. I've never had it go back together though. We have specialties such as hibiscus, macnut, and some native plants are used for teas for relaxing other medicinal purposes. Guava tea is a new one I tried. It was a sample pack. I wish I knew the name, but I know it from Hawaii. So I don't worry about it, right? I don't worry about it. I'll have powdered milk and I'll have tin milk, and if I have to mix them to make something half decent for Howie's cereal, then fine. Okay, Shay Shay. Thaw in the fridge works better. Really? Huh. Oh. Hey, Catherine Ramirez, how's it going? Shake it before you open it. Also, cold is better. My son is the milk drinker. He liked it okay. Okay. I'll take your word for it, but I have milk separating me for reasons I have no idea. I think because it partially freezes in the little fridge in the back, so milk is going to be one of those things where Howie will be picking it up weekly on his way, or bi-weekly on paydays on his way home from work. If you have oatmeal, you can make oat milk. Oat milk's really good. There was some organic oat milk in IGA that Wendy bought, and it's like sweet, and there's no sugar or anything in it. It's really sweet, but it takes a lot, like a third of a carton to make your tea look like tea, right? But I do milk, never had a problem. You mean you can it, Stephen? Bye, Shay. Talk to you tomorrow, sweetheart. I freeze milk and buttermilk, and they freeze beautifully. I might freeze some buttermilk because it really doesn't matter if it separates, because that's my scone stuff. And buttermilk's not all. Thank you. I'm going to put that on the list. I want to get at least 4 quarts of buttermilk. Huh. I've never. I'll have to look that up. Making oat milk. I buy Bob's Red Mill steel cut oats. I have flake oatmeal, like large flake oatmeal for baking. But have you ever made celery powder? No. But you know what? It wouldn't be difficult to grind your dehydrated celery, especially if you want to make like celery salt. It doesn't hurt to put like a teaspoon in the final grind, and just make sure you sift out all the little hairs, the strings from it. But I don't see why. Why not? Take care, Stephen. Now, Stephen, did you say you do milk? What do you mean? You mean you can it? Anyway. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm going to be buying the deer carrots. Not sure about apples this year. I still have some from last year. I'm not really worried about it. But I am going to work on more celery, more carrots, more onions. Do you do it in the pressure canner, honey? You got to send me the info on that, okay, sweetie? All right, take care, sweetheart. Remember to stay hydrated. I know you're a busy guy right now, and it's only going to get busier in the next couple of weeks. So look after yourself, okay, sweetie? Yes, you can chop carrots with my chopper thingy. Just make sure you support the hinge with one hand and that your carrots are no thicker than that when you do it, because you'll break it. But yeah, but I kind of sometimes like just the idea of sitting and chopping. But I don't think my wrists are going to be up to it this year. I have an attachment, a vegetable slicer attachment for my KitchenAid, and I think I'll be putting that to use this year. Like I'll peel them and then I'll chop them down to about that long, and then they'll go through the chopper, right? Yeah, just make sure they don't go too thick and you support the hinge. Bev, I also freeze milk. If you have a separation problem, pull out your Cowgirl and whip it up so it's nice and frothy and let it settle in the fridge. I'll try that next time because I do have separation issues sometimes. But I want to can milk then. I want to try it. And if that's the case, it's shelf stable, and all you have to do is I can put it by the quart or a half gallon even. I could probably can half gallon jars of it and have it on the shelf and just put it in the fridge whenever it's needed. Mary Jane's doing okay. She's still up in Bancroft with friends, and she's in air conditioning, and she's getting proper nutrition, and she's being actually loved and looked after by her adopted sister Sandy. And Sandy's rough around the edges, and she's almost stone deaf, but she's got a heart that is quartz crystal, gilded in gold. I love that woman. I haven't seen her in years, but I'm going to before I die, that's for sure. Makes it a little bit sweet. Well, are you canning American milk? Because they have license now to put sugar in the milk without telling you. And then I see these Fairlife commercials for milk with 90% extra protein and 50% less sugar. And I go, the only milk I buy has just because I've told people this 100 times, just because it's a Canadian company selling you the milk doesn't mean the milk isn't from another country. Not just US, okay? So I only buy the milk with the little postage stamp with the cow on it that says supporting Canadian farmers, because then I know it's Canadian milk. It makes sense? Yes, I canned 1% that the kids got from the summer food program. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, raw milk too. They're putting sugar in milk here, and that's one of the reasons we buy raw at the dairy. So I mean, that's why I only buy milk that supports Canadian farmers because our milk is our milk, right? It doesn't need sugar. Sugar is like heroin. It's in everything, and it's addictive. I'm working really hard at becoming low sugar, and unless it's natural sugar, like maple syrup, honey, right? Maple syrup, honey, molasses, those are all natural sugars. Sorghum. I get shelf safe milk and it's good for a long time. I've never seen shelf safe milk. Yeah, well, thank you. I know, I think about her and I hope she's doing well. I know how much she means to you. She's my person. She's my person, right? And it's really hard for me to be apart from her, so far apart from her. But and it's even harder that she's up there because the cell phone reception's really bad, and I only get to talk to her like twice a week, right? And I'm used to talking to her twice a day, honest to God. After I crawl back into bed in the morning when Howie goes to work, I usually phone Mary Jane before while I eat my breakfast, right? And then she's the last person I phone before I go to bed at night, go to sleep at night. How is Gracie doing? I think she's a beautiful dog. She's outside. I asked her if she wanted to come in, but she's outside laying in the sun. You can get it at dollar stores. Can't get raw milk en masse either. Yeah. Box shelf milk I bought all the time when we lived in Florida for the hurricane season. Huh. Here in the U.S., it's in the baking aisle of the grocery store. Maybe I'll look in the organic section of the grocery store because I know they sell nut milks and stuff. Hang on a second, folks. Pam, if that's you and you can't comment, then go back to the original link, open it, like click on the picture to open the link, and then go down to the bottom right corner of the viewing screen and hit watch on YouTube. You can't chat here unless you're logged into the video with YouTube. Does that make sense? She's messengering me. Perfect for mac and cheese and recipes so we do not waste milk since we don't drink it much. Huh. At Dollar Tree, they have 1%, 2% whole, and almond milk. Now, does that have an expiry date, though? Or can you freeze those? Right? Or can those? Right? My Walmart has the box milk by the drink mixes. Might have to check that out and save jars from something else. Yeah. Oh, and I got to make jelly too. So that might have to wait till I get home from the races this weekend. But yeah, I'm going to make sure I dehydrate at least 2 bags of carrots this year. And I'm going to call Howie and make sure, well, he said when he comes home he'll let me know when he's coming home, because I don't know if he's doing a full day or not today. Because his holidays start at the end of the workday today. So, I'm going to get him to stop at Freshco and pick me up a whole bunch of celery. Hopefully he can get me 10 of them. They have a long shelf life. Some of grocery stores keep it on the coffee tea aisle. Has anyone ever bought the milk or cream powders from Hoosier Farm on Amazon? No, I haven't. I just buy powdered milk. Awesome. Okay, folks. I am going to get off here now because I have a ton of work to do. And I have to sit at this computer and get it done, come hell or high water. Okay? So, let's close with our spiritual hug. For all those who care to, let's close with our spiritual hug. This is a non-denominational plea to the higher power of your understanding. I choose to call my higher power God, but please don't let that stop you from adding your positive energy to our closing. Okay? This is the time we come into the chat and we lift each other up, but this is the time that we lift the rest of the world up into the light of our higher powers. Those people who can't find the way to do it to them for themselves, right? So, nice deep breath. Hey God, it's us. And we come to you once again, and I'm going to say right off the bat, God, I want to thank you for my Connected Hearts family and my YouTube family. How they love and support me is nothing short of amazing and awesome. It humbles me. So thank you, God. And please lift all my friends and family who are here or not here, who come into YouTube or don't. Please lift them all up, God, in the light of your love, and keep them safe and keep them wise, and support their common sense, support their gut feelings. It's really important. So thank you for that, God. But God, there's the rest of the world. The rest of the world is still in a lot of turmoil, even though there's openings up and things are different in a lot of ways. But there's still a lot of people who are afraid and anxious and unsure and alone or neglected, rejected, sick, elderly, addicted, dealing with addiction in a loved one. God, we want to lift all those people up to the light, even if they don't know how to ask for your light and your love. We want to lift them up and do it for them until they can find their way to you on their own. So please, God, pour your light and your love over the world today, and let us go forward in peace and patience and tolerance. Amen. Shalom. Namaste. Miigwech. Peace be unto you. Merry meet. Blessed be. Whatever your salutation is or greeting is to your higher power, let it be said in love and respect and honor, because God does for us what we can't do for ourselves, right? So, take care. God bless. And all things being equal, I don't know where I'm going to be streaming from tomorrow. But I hope we'll be together still. Mwah! Take care. God bless. I love you guys. Okay? Remember, love starts here. Love starts for you. Okay? When you respect yourself enough, everyone else will follow suit. All right? I love you guys.